Thursday in Tech Forum. In today's topic is DNAC compliance. This is the new and improved feature in DNAC 2.3 and above. So what is DNAC compliance? So today we have these 5 type of compliances showing up, and based on all the compliance check, you can see your device is either fully compliant or non-compliant. If it is a non-compliant, you should actually double click and try to see which parameter you are not checking, right? But let's first understand what are the various type of compliances options available. The first one is startup versus running configuration, and pardon the typo, startup versus running configurations. So you are comparing startup configuration and running configuration on the device itself. DNAC does that for you. Then we have network profile based configuration, and this is the topic for today. We are going to take a deep dive or double click into network profile compliance and how it works. Third one is pretty simple, software image. It has been always there. So in DNAC, you have to mark your image as golden, and any of your devices, if they are not running golden image, then you are obviously out of compliance. Fabric is a beta feature, and we'll talk about that later. Security advisory. So CSIRT, PSIRT started showing up into DNAC based on your hardware, your images, and DNAC can run a security vulnerability check for you, and we will have a separate video for that. So today's we are going to focus on network profile compliance. What it does, it checks the device compliance to network profiler and underlying template. So I have done 2 videos in past which actually talks in detail about network profiler and templates. You can watch those videos here. If you go to my channel, you can search for template, and you'll see that 2 videos are popping up: network profiler and composite template, and DNAC template editor, right? So if you're not aware of network profiler or template, please go and watch them. All right, so let's go to DNAC. In DNA Center, you have tools, template editor, and here you have some sample uh, templates already available, uh, like onboarding template. And initially DNAC only supported velocity template. Now it started supporting Jinja as a programming language as well. So why do you use template? You know that DNAC is an IBM network. You configure your network, or you express your intent that this is how my network should look like, and DNAC actually translate that into configuration. But even then, you may have certain kind of configuration which is best practice, compliance, auditing requirement. So you want to have those line of configuration available on your devices, within your network. So to do that, what you can use DNAC template editor tool, where you can define your standard configuration, and then you can tag it, you can provision it to multiple devices, right? So it gives you a kind of like a batch push. So let's get into the demo. The idea here is to provision a device, make it network profile compliance, and then we will try to break the compliance by doing some out of band changes, right? So let's quickly look at our template. I have created one template. This is very simple velocity based template where we are configuring a VLAN, right? And I'm adding a VLAN as a variable, so you can reuse the template again and again and again. If you want to check the template functioning, you can always come here and create a simulation. You can give simulation a name, very innovative test, and say this is my VLAN number. I say run, then simulation test is successful, right? If you do any syntax mistake, let's do that. Let's do some mistake. Excuse me. Okay. If I happen to do a fat finger here or typo successfully, so it's sending it that. So basically, it doesn't tell you whether it is going to your device is going to yell at you, right? Just that, okay, your variables are being passed as is. I would have appreciated if it will be like much more intelligent and do some real checks. But after the variable, it is actually, as you see, there's nothing to hide. Just don't check anything. So let's go ahead and commit this. You have to make sure that your template is committed, otherwise it will not show up during provision. The next thing is go to your network profiler, make sure the template is binded to that profiler. We have just one profile, and this is the site where it is applied, but I want to look at the action, and you can see the template is attached as a TN template. So it's all good. Now we can go to our device. And all these things, I'm not going into much detail. If you want to, again, I'm showing you, if you want to learn more about template editor, network profiler, go to my channel, search with template. These two videos will pop up. I recommend watch them and you will understand more the capability and how the network profiler works. Okay, let's go back and try to provision the device. You go to select inventory, select the device, provision device. This is the site assignment. We don't want to change anything, but yes, we want to apply the template. And here is the VLAN number. So let's keep this VLAN, no problem. And I'm going to say this is the force provision. So even if this VLAN is available, DNAC will go ahead and apply another set of configuration. Make sure in the summary, you have your template selected. Go ahead, deploy. I'm not worried. I don't want to generate configuration preview because this is just one line. So let's go and apply. You can watch your task going into activities task, or just click on the pop-up. It will take you activity task, and here you can see provisioning is in progress. Depend how much configuration or policies you have, provision can take some time. And at the same time, what we can do, we can check on the device itself. DNAC should log in some time and try to momentarily should log in and try to push that VLAN configuration. As I speak, you can see conft VLAN 999 exit and also write memory. So that's the beauty. You don't have to configure write mem when you use template editor. Again, we have spoken about that in our video. All right. So by now, it should be success. Yes, as expected. Let's go to the device, and that was edge 3. You can see the compliance status turned into compliant. So good. Let's click on this. We have other tabs also, but we are not thinking about that. It's good that we are in compliant, but we are focused into network profiler right now. If I click on this, you will see intent is up to date. The sad part is it's not showing me, unless it is out of compliance, it doesn't show me which templates are applied. So if I want to see which templates are applied, I always have to go back to network profiler and then see all my templates under it. Here it's not showing up. I should have like seen a green check against all my CLI template. That would have been much better, but this is good. Yeah, you can find the same information in multiple places. Now let's go ahead and make a outbound change and trigger the compliance check from here so that we go out of compliance. And how we are going to do that? That's pretty easy. We'll just go to our device and say no VLAN 999. Mind it, I didn't do any write mem here. So it's only sitting in running configuration. Cool. Uh, it should periodically poll that, but since we don't want to wait that long, we'll go ahead and trigger on-demand compliance check. So DNAC must be doing something in the backend, right? Let's see what it does if we can. Okay. I think I have that command somewhere here. So, and I'm not going to discuss the CLI commands yet. These are a little bit advanced topics. Okay, my compliance check is still in progress and it says updated successfully. Okay, so I think we should wait. Maybe it's just reading from the last 2 minute or 3 minute the archival it has locally. So it's not as such in real time, but we can brute forces. Let's run the compliance again and see what happened. Yeah, we sometimes become impatient, right? Making changes and trying to see that in real time, but you should understand that you have thousands of devices and then they send that data via syslog and other protocols. And DNAC as a platform, it has to in get that ingested data, process it, and then finally it can present it to you on screen. So there will be definitely some time lag. This is not recommended totally. Just since this is our demo, I feel okay triggering that again and again. But it should ideally wait at least 5 to 10 minutes before you see you're going out of compliance. And meantime, I want to make sure that I have removed it properly. So let me go and do a show VLAN here on device. Yes, we don't see any triple line VLAN. That is good. Still compliant, right? While we are here, let's look at the type of compliances. Once again, here, all the type of compliances which I spoken about initially, you can read in more detail what kind of compliance type, what the check actually doing, and then what is the result that will be presented and how to interpret that result. So we are focusing to network profiler right now. We'll be doing other in later videos. Okay, I think instead of being a little bit stubborn here, I should probably pause the video and come back. So um, thank you. Right, I'm back again and let's see where we are. It didn't take that long, actually. Within 5 minutes, we were able to verify. Let's go ahead and check on device itself. Show VLAN. Yep, VLAN triple line is not there. And as you can see, we have this thing in non-compliant. All right, very well. At the same time, you can see startup versus running configuration is out of sync. So let's go and check. All right, what we are missing here. Startup configuration has VLAN 999, while running configuration doesn't have it, of course, because we intentionally changed that, right? So before we provision our device, the same device, to make it profile compliance, network profile compliance, let's try to fix this and see what happened. All right, because we know that when you provision DNAC, go ahead and do a write mem, but let's see if I do a write mem outbound. All right, so now we are deviating from our topic a little bit. Again, you have to allow few minutes. But now we are focused into startup versus running configuration because network profiler still be out of compliance because we have removed that VLAN. And as you can see, next compliance check is scheduled uh, at this time frame. So it totally tell you what is the next periodically, it runs periodically and when it is scheduled to run that. But you can try to run ad hoc using this. But again, you have to be patient. Uh, so I think we should give this another 5 minutes and come back and see if we can fix this one by just making outbound write mem. If that is the case, we'll go ahead and fix the network profiler by applying or the same configuration by provisioning the edge device one more time. All right, so stay. Thank you for waiting. And now, as you can see, we waited. We did a write mem on device directly, and we waited some time. DNAC triggered that compliance check periodically. And now, as you can see, we have startup versus running configuration. Same, though we made some out of band changes, but we make sure that running config and startup config they look same. So it may be a case device is out of compliance, it's out of golden config, but DNAC essentially just compare startup and running configuration, and that's what it is showing you here. All right, let's dig into that. And I think this is the last part where we actually removed the configuration, and then I went ahead and did a write mem. So now, as you can see, the startup matches running configuration, though we are out of CLI template compliance, and that is listed here. Now, so it proves that network profiler works, and we also knocked out startup versus running configuration, right? Now let's bring it back to the compliant state by doing the provisioning again. I'm going to go select that device, provision device. Next, select your template, and don't forget to check this, provision these templates even if these are deployed before, and say scroll through advanced template name deploy. Just the same exercise how we deploy the template in the beginning. DNA Center will go ahead and push the configuration to the device, and we can watch that on device itself. And this is what happened when the during resync, when DNAC logged into the device and run that bunch of show command, and after that it made a diff between running and startup configuration and figured that they are matching. So we went back to compliance. Right? We new VLAN configuration coming in, and write mem happened. So essentially, since DNAC does a write mem, your startup and running configuration always remains same. All right, this is all we want to see from here. This is the network log I'm running, and as you can see, it's actually some network polar requests are coming here, but we will not go into this. If you have any problem, it's better to work with Cisco technical team, technical support team, and get the required support. All right, we'll go back to inventory and check the device status. Again, as you noticed before, it take some time to run that diff and bring back the compliance. Um, we'll go to compliance summary, still shows one change here, but I'm sure If we wait for some time, things will be better, and we will see the network profiler uh, will become compliant with 0 changes. So I'll not hang in here. Probably I'll again pause the video and come back just to show you profiler going back to 0 changes, so that we can confirm that yes, you have seen everything working. This is our final check. So many pausing today. As you can see now, we are back to 0 changes. So we applied the template. We changed the template out of the band to go out of compliance or non-compliant. Then we reapplied or reprovisioned the device. Then we waited some time so that we can run the compliance check. And now we are back to a good state. So thank you very much. I hope now a lot of things around DNAC compliance is clear to you, and you are very excited to make use of it. Please let me know your use case or any feedback you have around these kind of like compliance check, how it is helping you in operations. So please do let me know if you are you're managing a DNAC or you're responsible for DNAC operations. Thank you very much.